What's going on YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. It's your boy Devin Coates. This is day 19, 48 days with the 48 laws. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. There are many different kinds of people in the world, and you can never assume that everyone will react to your strategies in the same way. Deceive or outmaneuver some people, and they will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. They are wolves in lamb's clothing. Choose your victim and opponents carefully, then never offend or deceive the wrong person. So this one, it kind of goes through a few different types of people: the arrogant and proud man, the hopelessly insecure man, Mr. Suspicion, the serpent with a long memory, and the plain, unassuming, and often unintelligent man. Actually, Mr. Suspicion didn't really come up, but basically those are 4 or 5 um, people that you don't want to offend. And he goes through different stories. I mean, the main purpose about this chapter is that you want to know who you're dealing with. And once again, observing human behavior and having a rudimentary and obviously extending it to a mastery of uh, human psychology and behavior and social norms and things like that is pretty much paramount in the games of power. Um, the first story was about Genghis Khan. He was the example of an arrogant, proud man. Basically, when he was coming up in his generaldom, and obviously we know he was a great conqueror. Before he was, there was this guy Muhammad. He kept trying to basically enlist an alliance to open up the Silk route through Europe, and basically he sent him a few different prizes, and each one Muhammad or his subordinates just did something to slap it in his face, whether it's they completely killed the general, never returned the favor, or he like shaved the head, which was like a big dishonor thing. And basically, when Genghis Khan had enough power, he basically declared war and destroyed him and sent him off into exile and killed one of the generals that did one of the things that he was the shaving of the head and killed one of his things. There was another one where like these con men back in the early 1900s conning a bunch of people. Then they conned this one guy. He was an example of an insecure man, and basically he was so embarrassed that he was conned that he wasted his marriage, spent a bunch of money, went into a whole bunch of debt, and had to like almost pretty much declare bankruptcy trying to break up the con man ring. He ended up sending all those people to jail, so on their end they didn't know who they were messing with. On his end, he ruined his life, but that's one of the cool keys, is that you don't know what's going on in somebody's head. They could be crazy enough that they will ruin their life trying to get back at you. um, Serpent with a long memory. There was in China. Uh, there was a prince who was basically exiled for some kind of instability in the government. A ruler of a neighboring province basically was treating him super rude and like shit. And his minister tried to advise him. He's like, "Yo, don't treat him like that. Like, he's actually a prince. I know he looks like he's not, but he's a prince. Don't treat him like that." And he just kind of ignored it, kept treating him like that. He's like, "Honestly, if you're going to treat him like that, you better kill him, because he's going to eventually be back into power." Lo and behold, a few days later, he comes into power, and then he basically conquers him, sends that ruler into exile like he was in before, and conquers 8 of his cities. But he was the one with the serpent with a long memory. He, as a kid, he remembered how he was treated, and then he made sure he acted upon that. Then the last one was Joseph Devine, the art dealer. He's come up earlier in the book. They're all going through tough times. Him and all the other art dealers, a lot of like the millionaires they were thriving on, kind of disappeared, and basically they all pulled together, and they all wanted to kind of get Henry Ford as like a group purchase. They created a book of their 100 best pieces of art, and they brought him the book to kind of as like a demo book to show him. And Henry Ford's like, "Oh, these are beautiful pictures. This is such a beautiful book. I mean, I'm sure it's expensive. I can't accept this." And they're like, and Josephine's like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like, you're not gonna take the book? We didn't want the book. We wanted to kind of show you everything. You can keep this, but we want to show you the real thing." He's like, "Yeah, but this book is gonna be really expensive." And then they're like, "No, we want to sell you better versions of this." And then he's kind of like, "Why would I buy pictures of that when you would give me this book of the beautiful? Why would I want the originals when you give me the book of the beautiful pictures for free? And then Josephine kind of realizes, like, you can't even sell this guy. Like, he doesn't get it. He's not an art connoisseur. Like, he's not gonna pick that up. And he was kind of the plain, unassuming, and often unintelligent man. He just really wasn't cultured in that area, and he didn't really even see the value in an original painting that they spent all this time, weeks, and money all together combining, having original text describing it, and he just couldn't even appreciate it, so he couldn't buy it, so they gave up. And that was basically another time where it didn't necessarily get back at them and have like a negative, um, like a fatal kind of ending like the other ones, but it's still just a waste of time and a time sink that you put your time into, and you don't want to spend your time on things that are not going to be fruitful. So that was basically the whole chapter. I honestly went through like each one of the different stories, so, and I did it pretty quickly, so that was pretty good. But that's what it was about. I mean, it really just came back to understanding people, and that's a real just huge theme in this whole book, is that human psychology and just understanding people is paramount in just everyday life. Just to know how to present yourself, what to say, and reading people and just understanding, being a good identifier of what a person's like, and to do that research when you are studying, when you are speaking with somebody, kind of have an internal, I mean, you don't have to be crazy taking notes on people in conversation, but have like an internal kind of log of, okay, they present themselves like this, but now I know for 2 weeks now they're acting like this. Okay, 3 weeks now they're acting like this. Okay, this is an inconsistency. This is um uh like Hippocratic to what they're doing. So it's like you want to make sure that you're kind of keeping that log, and then that's how you're going to know that you're not offending the wrong person. And basically, the end of the key to power is just obviously do not study people before you make acts. And if you're going to do something like insult a person, do not insult somebody until you know who they are and where they'll be, because you don't know where people are going to be in 10 years. So treat everybody nice and let the chips fall as they may. Any nice feeling you get from insulting them now is not worth the potential of them becoming somebody that can attack you in the future. So that's it for this one. That's day 19, I presume. Link in the description below if you want to pick up your copy. It's an affiliate link. Help me out. Really appreciate it if you picked it up from here. It's your boy Devin Coates. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.